So this part I already done, but no one is around. So let's talk about this again. Right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, preliminaries. We already know that vector is represented by
I cap, J cap, K cap.
yeah. What is the okay, let's see. So we can represent a vector as the magnitude, right? And the direction. Right.
Yes, sir.
And this tells about the magnitude. So this is the magnitude part, this is the direction. Right.
Yes, sir.
And this is called the unit vector. Right. And
Yes, sir.
why unit vector? Because its magnitude is 1, right? So
Yes.
this describes the direction. And we can calculate the unit vector with the vector and its magnitude. Right.
Yes, sir.
So if we have, let's say, x, y, z coordinates, x, y, z coordinates are called the Cartesian coordinates. Right. So if
Yes, sir.
we have x, y, z, and we move 1 unit in the x direction, so this is called the I, right? And if we
Yes.
move 1 unit in g direction, so that y direction, so that is called the j cap. And if we move 1 unit in the z direction, so that is k cap, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
let's say I move 3 units, so that would be 3i. Right? And if
Okay.
and if I move, let's say 5 units, so that would be in y
5 K
direction.
cap.
Yeah, so this so we can Muhammad Yasir. Oh yes, hello Yasir, assalamu alaikum. Am I audible to you, Yasir? Okay, what happened? So did you join mistakenly or what should
Maybe
we
net
do?
problem, sir.
Maybe net problem and yeah, so then I will have to repeat this again. Okay, let's see if we join again. Yeah, so we can write any vector in the Cartesian. Okay, so yes, Yasir, am I audible? Hello, Yasir, can you? Okay, so yeah. Yes, okay, so you can. Rishita is here. Rishita, you were not present in the previous 2 classes. What happened? The exams?
Had exams.
Okay, okay. So you already were there in the vector part, we are doing currently this resolution of vector. But you were there in the Cartesian form of the vector, right?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, you know about, so we can represent any vector in the form of x component, y component, and z component, right? So let's say I write a vector as 3i plus 4j plus, let's say, 7k, which means that in the x direction I have moved 3 units, in the y direction I have moved 4 units, and in the z direction I have moved 7 units, right? So this representation is called the Cartesian form. You guys already know, right? And to recap the previous part that I was telling to Akib, so a vector has two components, right? One is this magnitude and the other one is this direction. So this A hat is called the unit vector, right? Because its magnitude is 1. So yeah, so I was telling Akib that in this class, I would be only focusing on the numerical solving part. So I will try to work on the numerical skills of yours, right? So that would be my goal in this class. Okay, guys.
Yes, sir.
So I will try to enhance what is your numerical solving skill, right? We'll work on that. Yeah. So and this unit vector, we can write it as the vector divided by its magnitude, right? So in the x direction, the unit vector is called the I hat. In the y direction, it is j hat, and in the z direction, it is k hat, right? So we can write any vector in the form of x component, y component, and z component. Okay, so this part you guys have learned. So today's okay, so let's say that what is a plane? A plane has how many dimensions, guys? Who's going to tell me? I have talked about this in my class, and Yasir. Okay, so forget about the plane. Let me ask you that a board or a rectangle has how many dimensions, guys? A
Two
rectangle,
dimension.
2 dimension, right? Because it has a length and it has a breadth. So x and y. So a plane has 2 dimensions, right? X and y. So if I say that I am in x, y plane, right? So let's say that this is x, y, z, and I am in this plane. Okay. So in this plane, meaning that my vector represent would consist of, so this is the xy plane, right?
Yes, sir.
And this is the yz plane, right? And this is the xz plane,
Yes, sir.
right? We will also have so xy, yz, and z, right? So these 3 kind of planes. And if I am in the xy plane, so what would be my vector? What part would be fixed?
X cap and Y cap.
Yeah, so that would be I and j, right? So my vector representation will consist of, let's say, axi and ayj, right? If I am in this xy plane, my z plane is, or my z vector is 0, right? Similarly, if I am in xz plane, so what would be my position vector? Yes, Yasir. Yes, sir, are you there? So if I am in xz plane, so what would be my, so x meaning I will have I hat, and z meaning I will have what? Z, right? Yeah, Akil is lazy. So yeah, and yes, Akil, I know that you know the answer, but give chance to others, right? Akil. Yes, and
Okay.
yeah, Rishita, if I am in yz plane, so what would be my vector?
AY J cap plus AZ K cap.
Yes, absolutely. So these are my position vectors in plane, right? But if I am in 3-dimensional system, right? If I am in a three-dimensional system, so my position vector or my vector would consist of all the components, right? Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
yeah, so this part of basics that we need to know to solve all these problems. Okay, so first question. P plus Q is a unit vector along x direction or along x axis. So what is this information telling? Okay, first question, Martin.
P vector P plus vector Q is the unit vector.
Yeah, so
Along
forget
x-axis.
about these part. Forget about these part. Unit vector along x-axis. So what is that?
It is direction.
Yeah, and what is that? Unit vector along x-axis.
Its magnitude is 1.
Yeah, magnitude is 1, right? So yeah, magnitude is 1. But we broke all these x, y, z coordinates in some unit vectors, right? So we showed that if we move in x direction, one unit vector, so that is represented by,
I cap.
yeah. So unit vector along x-axis would be what?
I cap.
I cap. So
X-axis.
yeah, x-axis meaning unit vector meaning I cap. If I am in xy plane, so that would be another scenario. But if I am only in x-axis, so then my unit vector would only be
I cap.
I cap. Yes. So Rishita and Yasir, understood.
Yes, sir.
So we now know that this part is telling us that P plus Q is how much? P plus Q is, yes,
I cap my
I cap. Right. So P plus Q is a unit vector along x-axis. P plus Q, this is P plus Q, is a unit vector along x-axis. Right, guys?
Yes, sir.
So now we know the value of P. Right. We know the value of P. P is I minus J plus K. And we have to find Q. So this would be fine. So this Q vector would simply be I minus I plus J minus K. So this I will cancel and this will only be J minus K. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
So this would be
So should we write question also?
yeah, if you guys want to note down the question, so what you do, yeah, if you want to, then because if you only write the answer, then you won't be able to understand that what is the answer is about, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so if you want to take the screenshot of this question or whatever way you want to write. So Rishita and Yasir, understood?
yes, sir.
Okay, so Yasir, you are with Amna, right? Yeah, so yeah, and Amna ma'am has just started this parallel flow. So that's why I'll focus only on this Cartesian part because the Cartesian vector form is finished in your class. So in today's class, we will talk about this Cartesian. Okay. Okay, so whenever you guys have finished meeting, please. Okay.
Okay, sir. Finished, sir.
Finished. Rishita and Yasir finished.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes, so second question is for Rishi. Okay, so the vector projection of a vector 3i plus 4k on y-axis, right? So 3i plus 4k on y-axis, how much would that be?
0, sir.
Yeah, 0, because this that doesn't have a right.
Go. Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this doesn't have a y part, so this would be 0. Okay, because this vector is only on the, this is x and z plane, right? So this doesn't lie on the y plane, y axis, right? Okay, so yeah. And this question also, so this question is the magnitude of a given vector with endpoints must be, right? So we can write, okay, now, Yasir, so you are writing only in chat box, so yeah. Yasir, how can we communicate? Would you be writing in the chat box, or is your mic not working? Okay, so let us. Okay, so we can write whenever any coordinate point is given, right? Let's say x, y, z is given. So we can write the position vector as how much? That would be xi plus yj plus z. Okay. So whatever quadrant, let's say this is 3, 4, 5. So what would be the position vector? Yes, okay. What would be the position vector?
So 3i cap plus 4j cap plus minus 1k
This
cap.
is, oh, my writing is bad. This is plus, this is 5. Right?
Okay. So
So
5k cap.
5k. Right. So we can write any position vector like this if the coordinates are given, right? So
Yes.
the vectors. So we have this one vector. One coordinate is 4 minus 4 and 0, right? So let's say this is P. So what would be P vector? Yes, Rishita. What would
4i.
be? Oh, Rishita chance. So, yes, Yasir, what you do is that you please work on your mic, and in the next class, please be present with the mic, right? Because then we can communicate, and if you face any problem, then we can discuss, right? So in the chat box, there is a communication tab, right? So please, from the next time, I know you must be hesitating and all. Yeah, okay. So you wrote the answer in the chat box. Yeah, so 4J. Okay, Rishita, what would be, let's say, this second, Rishita, what would be this Q vector?
3i plus 4j plus 5k. 3i cap plus 4j cap plus 5k cap.
This vector.
Oh,
Minus 2.
minus 2i cap minus 2j cap.
Yes. So where are you getting this 3? Where is
Sir,
that?
I thought you were talking about the example in the, like the one
Example.
you drew.
Oh, yeah, this one.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yes. Yeah. So these are two position vectors, right? And if we want to calculate PQ, okay, so this is simply Q vector minus P vector. Understood? So the magnitude of a given vector with endpoints this and this, right? So we can calculate the magnitude of this PQ vector by just subtracting Q minus P. Understood, guys?
Yes,
So
sir.
yeah, let's say we have this let's say we have this P vector, right? And we have this Q vector. So this would be PQ. Let's say this is Q, this is P. Okay. So this would be PQ, right? And this would be from, okay, so you Rishita and Akib know that we can apply this triangle's law, but yeah. So Yasir, you will learn that these will add up to give this vector. So in the same way, we can get that P2 vector will be Q minus P. Okay. Whenever the coordinates of two vectors are given, right? So please keep in mind that whenever the coordinates of two vectors are given, let's say this is x1, this is y1, this is z1, right? Let's say this is r1, and you have this r2 vector, which is x2, y2, z2. Okay, so we can calculate this vector. This would be this displacement vector, right?
Yes, sir.
This is, let's say, r1. So this r12 would be r2 minus r. So please keep this in mind. Okay, any doubt in this part? Okay, so this would be R2 is how much? Akib, R2 is how much?
R2, it would be I cap.
These are the position limits. Oh, limit.
X2, Y2, and Z2.
Yeah.
Mm, B
So,
sin theta.
so this is only the magnitude. Remember, this is the magnitude, right? If I write, let's say x2 is 4, 5, and 6. These are some numbers, right?
Yes, sir.
So 4i, 5j, 6k. So x2, x2i, right? And
So
then
I2K, Z2, oh sorry, Y2J, Z2K.
z. Yes, correct. And Rishita, what would be R1?
minus x1 I cap plus y2 y1 I j cap plus k k z1 k cap.
Yes, absolutely. So this would simply be x2 minus x1 I cap plus y2 minus y1 j cap plus z2 minus z1 k cap. Okay, so if any position two coordinates are given, so to calculate the position or the displacement vector like this. Okay, guys. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
please note it down if you guys. So do you guys want to note down this? Okay, so
No,
you
sir.
guys no. Okay, so let's leave at that and solve this problem. So this would be how much? This would be, so we can directly solve this problem. Right. So Q is minus 2i minus 4i, so minus 6i. And this is minus 2j plus 4j, so that would be. Right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Rishita, tell me that what would be the magnitude of, okay, I didn't talk about that. What you guys, what is the magnitude of this PQ vector?
Sir, root of minus
Rishita,
x square plus, sorry,
root 40, yes. Yeah, say that. Yeah, Rishita, for what? So this is 6 square plus minus plus are same, right? So
2
yeah,
square.
so that is 36 plus 4. So that is root 40. So is root 40 in the answer?
no, sir.
No, sir.
No, so one of the option would be root 40, right? So these are two
I-
roots. So root 40 meaning that 4 into 10. Right? So 4 is to root 10. Okay, guys.
Okay, sir.
So this one. Please note down this part and then we will do this 52 question. So yeah, Akib and Rishita already know my rule that so Yasir, my rule is that if you have any doubt, any problem or any question that you have, so you don't keep it to yourself. This is my rule. And yeah, so please, if you have any doubt, please don't hesitate to ask. Right. Akib and Rishita already know, but yeah, so just to tell you. That's it. And yeah, and my second, so there are two rules of mine. One is one you know, right? The second is that so we do the questions turn by turn, right? So today your mic is not working properly, so today, yeah. But from the next time, please, please speak, right? Okay, so whenever you guys have finished meeting, please. Tell me. Done. Oh, yes, yes, first.
Finish, sir.
Finished. Rishida, finished.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Rishida, how did the exams go?
Sir, I was just in the school for a week and then exam started, so I didn't have a lot of time to.
Yeah, you didn't have a lot of time to prepare. Yeah, so yeah, these are just the unit tests. Don't worry about that so much, right?
Yes, sir.
So yeah, these doesn't count in the final exam. So yeah, you will have time in the for the next exam, right? So focus on that. Forget about these exams, right? Okay. The expression is unit vector. So what is the criteria of a unit vector, Rishita? Yes. What is the criteria? What is the property of the unit vector? Rishita.
Sir,
Yes. Property of the
property of the, I don't know, sir.
unit vector. Yeah. So what does this unit represents? What comes to your mind when you say unit?
One.
One, right? So yeah, so that is your answer, right? So the vector whose magnitude is one, so that is a unit. Okay,
Yes,
understood? Yeah, and okay, what is a null vector?
Sir, which is having no direction
Yeah, no direction, but yeah, because
and no
it's
magnitude.
no magnitude, not zero magnitude. No magnitude is
Yeah, zero magnitude.
zero magnitude, right? So zero magnitude, that is why it has no direction, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you give the example of a null vector?
Zero is null vector.
Yeah,
Um,
one example. Everything starts from the zero. That is your answer.
Yes.
So what is the example of a
zero, nothing.
vector? Yeah,
Zero I cap.
zero. So zero I cap is in the direction of I cap, right? In the direction of x. So origin, right? Origin of any coordinate system. Zero,
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 zero.
zero. Zero, right? So this is origin is a null vector, right?
Okay, sir.
Yeah. And vector of magnitude root to scalar. So scalar, what is a scalar quantity, Vishita?
Which has magnitude but no direction, sir.
Yes, only magnitude, right? It contains only magnitude. So the expression is R, right? So we have to check. So can this be, so this is I and J, right? These are two different directions and these are not giving us zero. So this will not surely not be a null vector, right? This is I plus J, right? So these are vectors. So this is surely not a scalar. So only these two options would be the answer. One of these two. Right. So to check that, we have to calculate what?
I cap and J cap.
Yeah. So to check that, we have to calculate the magnitude.
Yes.
Right. So if the magnitude is 1, then it is a unit vector. If the magnitude is √2, then this is the answer. So let's say this is vector, right? 1 by √2i and plus 1 by √2j. So what would be the magnitude? Rishita?
1 by plus 1 by 2, sir. Root of 1 by 2.
Yes, you're right. 1 by 2, 1 by √2 square is 1 by 2. 1. So this is 1. Right. So what would be the answer? Right.
Unit vector.
Yeah. So you guys are please. So these are simple questions, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you guys quickly note this down and then we'll do this next question.
Finish, sir.
Finish. Yasir and Rishita, finished.
Yes, sir.
Because we have only one topic, that is the Cartesian one, right? When Yasir has done this, so in the next class, he will be doing this parallelogram law, then we will do this parallelogram law. Right. So we already did some question on parallelogram law, right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So. Okay, the next question is unit vector along I plus j. So what is I plus j, guys? So we
I
have
plus J.
moved, yeah,
One.
we have moved 1 unit in I direction, and from here 1 unit in j direction. So this is I plus j. Right. So
Yes, sir.
vector is I plus j, and you guys tell me that what would be the unit vector of this vector. Right? What would be the unit vector? So we have to calculate. Let me give you guys the unit. We have to calculate. Right. This is the unit
Okay.
vector. Right, guys.
Yes, sir.
So you guys please calculate and tell me the answer.
Okay, sir.
Yes. How much did you get, guys?
Done, sir.
Yes. Doing. Okay. This should not take 1 or 2 minutes. 2 minutes. It's enough.
Yes, sir. I'm done.
Done. Okay. What about the rest of the guys? Krishna has done. Okay.
No, sir.
Stuck at some point. Okay. Yasir.
Yes.
So what is R vector? This is R magnitude and R direction, right? So R direction would simply be R and R. So you know this. This is given. You can calculate this. Right. What would be this? Okay. So how much did you get, Ishta?
I cap
Which-
plus j cap by root 2, sir.
Yes. Okay. So this would be how much, okay.
Sir, it will be I cap plus J cap.
Magnitude. We
Uh,
are calculating the magnitude.
Magnitude, it will be I square plus J square.
Oh,
X.
no.
Sorry,
1
AX
square.
plus Y square.
Yeah. So
Yes, sir.
AX is 1, right? This is 1. So please don't confuse with this I. So we have to take the coefficient of I, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this would be 1 plus 1 and this would be right. So now we know the magnitude, we know the vector. So unit vector would be simply R by R. So this would be simply I plus J by. Okay, yes, Ishita, you are correct. Yeah, so you guys note it down, and so are you guys finding this difficult? These are pretty easy, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So you guys have learned vectors. So okay, you guys just quickly note it down, and then we will do this.
Finish, sir.
Finished. Yeah, sir, finished. Okay, so the next question I will do. Okay, so yeah, but Akib will tell me what should I do. So
Sorry, sir.
yeah, you will help me in finding the answer of this. What is 54th question?
Vector represented by
Yeah.
I cap plus J cap plus 2K cap. X length plus XY.
Yeah, so vector is 3I plus J plus 2K. Right, so this is in XYZ coordinate. What is the XY
Yes,
part?
XY part will be 3I cap and 1 J cap.
Yes, absolutely. So this is the XY plane part. This is in the XY plane, right? We have this
Yes.
vector, we move in the X direction, right? 3 units and 1 unit in. So this is 3I plus J cap. And K cap is coming out of this plane, right? K cap is
Yes, sir.
in the outward. So I can't draw this. Let's say this is here. Okay, so this is 3I, this is how much 2Q. It will be 2Q, but let's see. Right. So this is 3I plus 2J and J and plus 2J. Right. So this is in the XYZ, but we are only considering this XY plane, right? So in XY
Yes, sir.
plane, this is only the I plus J. So a vector which is represented by its length, length meaning magnitude, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so this is a
10.
vector, this is root 10. Okay, yes. So C bar, right? And so you guys are fast. Okay. Any doubt in this question, guys?
No, sir.
Yes, Yasir and Rishida.
No, sir.
Yes, so I guess that you guys have already noted it down. So let me, yeah, so did you guys note it down?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so the next question. The angle made by vector I plus j. So before I do this question, let me ask you this question that we have this y, this x, this is theta. So how x, y, and theta are related? Can you guys tell me? What relates theta, x, and y together?
Tan.
Tan. Yeah. So tan, Akib answer is tan.
It relates, right? Tan was equal to opposite. Yes, sir.
And yeah. So Rishita, Akib is correct or not?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So Rishita answer is also the same. Okay. And Yasir, your answer same. Yes, Yasir. Repeat the question, please. Okay. So you have a right angle triangle, right? Open to this. And this is the angle theta. This is, if this is the angle theta, then this would be the base. And this is the perpendicular. So what relates theta, x, and y together? Akib answer is tan. Risha answer is also tan. So what is your answer? Tan. Yes. So yeah, so majority wins, right? So yes. So tan represents. So tan relates all these three quantities together. Right. So we have the same question here. So we have a vector A, which is I plus j. So if I draw this in the coordinate system, right? So this is in the xy plane. Right. So
Yes.
I
One.
plus j. Right. This is 1. This is 1. Right, guys? So this is the angle that x-axis. So this is the x-axis and this is the vector A.
Yes, sir.
Right. So vector A is making an angle theta with the x-axis. So what would be this theta?
90.
45.
You guys just tell me these and then tell me the answer. Yeah.
1 by 1.
Root 2.
1. Where is this root 2 coming from? Okay.
Oh, okay. Tan.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, what's happened? Okay. Yeah. So 1 by 1. So tan theta is 1. So yeah, Rishita's answer is 45. Do you want to change your answer, Akib?
About tan 90.
About theta 90. Rishita answer is 45. So for what angle of theta, tan value of tan theta is 1. Is it tan 90? Tan 90 is how much? So this is your tan graph, right? This is 0. This is 5 by 2. Right? So yes. Yeah, tan 90 is how much from this graph? Can you guys tell me what is this tan 90? So this is the graph. Did you guys, so which one of you guys have maths? Akib, do you
Me,
have?
sir. Yes,
You
sir.
have, Rishita, do you have maths?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so you guys already know that what is the graph of this tan theta, right? So this goes like this and this goes like this, right? This is, so at 0, tan 0 is 0, right? And this is how much? This is, so this
Not-
is minus. Yes. Yes, who is are you Rishita? Do you,
Tan 90 is not defined.
yeah, so that is why this is going like this, right? Tan 90
Yes,
is, so
sir.
this
Yes,
this diagram tells me that this is not crossing any line, right? So this is appearing that this is appears to be meeting at this point. So this is infinity, right? So tan 90 is infinity. This graph is telling us that tan 90 is infinity. Right. On y-axis, what is this value? This is infinity. This is not meeting at some point. If it was crossing like this, so this would have a y value, right?
Yes, sir.
But this is not crossing at any point, so this is meeting at infinity, so tan 90 is infinity. Right, so whenever, so do you guys are doing this trigonometric? So did you guys do some graph part of function and domain and function you guys done, right?
Yes, sir. Domain done.
Domain done. So yeah, you guys know some graph, right? Graph of sin x, graph of cos x, graph of
Yes, sir.
yeah. So the tan graph is like this, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, this meets at tan 90. Oh, so where was I? I was asking about this one. So where you at what angle this is one? Nishita has told that the answer is 45 degree. Akib was telling 90, but 90 is not possible. So what is your new answer, Akib? Yasir, what is your answer? 45. Yes, so majority is 45. Understood, Akib?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so for at 10, 45 is one, right? 10,
Yes,
40,
sir.
10, 45 is one, which means that we can solve. So inverse, we shouldn't try it. Let me write it as tan theta is tan 45. So tan cancels and theta is 45. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so if you guys want to note down this part, just quickly note down this part and then we'll do this 56 questions. So this question Akib has already done, right, in class. So Rishida and yes, you guys will be asking. And so do you remember this question, Akib?
Um,
Or you have
no, sir.
forgotten? Oh, okay, so yeah, so you are also included in there. Okay, so you guys, did you guys note it down, this part?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so let us do this next question and then, so today's class will be only of 1 hour. And from the next class onwards, the classes will be of 1.5 hours. Okay. Because, yeah, so in the first class, I don't want to bombard with so many questions to the time. So we will do the first. Right? Yeah. So this question, a unit vector is represented by this. Let's say this is a unit vector. And okay. And this is a unit vector. So what would be the criteria for this A vector to be a unit vector, Rishita? Yes.
All of them should add up to 1.
Yeah. The magnitude should add up to 1. So, okay, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So we have to calculate the magnitude of this vector. So what would be the magnitude, Rishita?
So root of 0.5 square plus
Yes.
0.8 square plus c square.
Yeah. And this is how much? This is given, right?
Should be 1.
Yeah, it should be 1. So you just told Rishita, right? So
Yes,
this
sir.
should be 1. And this is 0.25. This is 0.64. And this is c square. So we can square in both the sides. So this would be 1 and this would be 549 and 62, so 0.89 plus c square. Right. And then 1 minus 0.89 would be c square. So c square is how much? 0. This is 1 and 981. So 0.1. So c would be root of 0.1.
0.11.
Right. So yeah. So understood, guys? Any doubt in this problem?
No, sir.
Okay, so you guys please note it down, and I will give two questions as well. Okay, two questions.
Okay, sir.
So I wrote it down.
Yeah, done. So you have noted.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Noted.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you guys just quickly. So do you guys want to solve one more problem or in the next class? Yes. What do you guys want to do?
Anything okay?
Anything okay? Rishita.
Yes, sir. Anything fine.
Okay. So let us do one problem and then I will give you. Okay. So let's do this problem, right? With respect to a rectangular Cartesian coordinate system, three vectors are. This is A vector, which is 4i minus j. B vector is minus 3i plus 2j. C vector is minus k. So where I, j, k along the x, the unit vector r along the direction of some of these vectors. So the unit vector r hat we have to find, which is in the direction of the sum of these vectors. So the sum of these vectors would be A plus B plus C. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
Right. So we have to calculate A plus B plus C. So this is 4i minus j plus minus 3i plus 2j and plus minus k. So this would be 4i minus I is I hat minus j plus 2j is plus j and this is minus k. Right. So we have
Yes,
two
sir.
options. Yeah, we have two options which has this and this. Right. These are discarded. Okay, so we have to calculate the unit vector again. Right. So what would be the unit vector, Akib?
It will be unit vector. It will be square of a x square plus y square plus z square.
Unit vector, unit vector.
Oh, unit vector will be 1.
Unit vector, sir.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, so this is why we will keep repeating this question, right? Yes,
Yes.
Rishita. So this would be right. So we have to find the magnitude. This would be simply 1 plus 1 plus 1. So root 3. Right. So the unit vector would be simply I and divided by root 3. Right, guys. So which one? This one. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys please note it down. And now, okay. So I will give this.
Sir, I'm
Done,
done.
sir.
Then okay, you guys. One more. So so this was at 7:33, right? Yeah. So you guys please note down these questions. Okay. 58, 59, and 61. 3 questions, you guys, please. So please take these as homework because you have 1 week, right? So for today's class, I will give you only 3 homework, right? So, and please send it to the Learnivio team, and then they will send it to me. Okay, so you guys please do these questions. Do I need to give the hints? So IJ, yeah. So you guys, so this question we did, right? So you guys can calculate a truck traveling due north. Okay, so north and